Welcome and thank you for joining us today.
We're Derps and Burps, the podcast for all gamers, spiritual souls, and creative minds out there.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the 21st episode of Derps and Burps. Welcome back, and today we have a very special topic that maybe not some people can identify or maybe talked about in the future, or maybe was a big topic in their life so far. Maybe it's not, maybe it will be in the future. We're gonna be talking about body positivity and that society does not define your beauty. So that's our big topic today. Also, for the people that are watching on YouTube, maybe you notice Stefie has a new background. I guess we're gonna be talking about that in a little bit. And then, what else? Oh yeah, by the way, if you're enjoying this beautiful overlay that we are using on YouTube, this will probably be the last episode where we're gonna use it. Starting next week, the podcast will look on YouTube a little bit different. For the people that don't know, I think we never really explained that, but we were actually planning on doing the podcast live on stream.
Yeah.
So this overlay was designed that in the middle here would be the Twitch chat, so we could read it, and you could see it then later on YouTube. We decided to not stream it live, but just make an offline podcast, which works really, really good for us, by the way, and we enjoy. And now we are just here with this huge blank space where, yes, we have great space for a guest if we have somebody. But beside of that, it's just empty space.
Or hier könnte Ihre Werbung stehen.
Sehr richtig.
Big sponsor gap, guys. We have a lot of space for our amazing sponsors. Just saying. Now.
See, Stefie, we should write that on our list. I think we have 21 episodes. We have some nice numbers to show. Maybe we should actually start writing companies. Which we could ask our listeners, guys. Question. You're probably also listening to other podcasts, right? Which would be brands that you have heard being advertised on other streams or podcasts that you would like to have on our podcast as well as sponsors? Maybe give us some ideas. We're gonna write the companies. Is there special coupon code of, like, I don't know, a snack company, or I don't know, a Dollar Shave Club, or I don't know what it is. What is it that you would like to have us on there? We're gonna start writing companies to see if they would want to get featured in our podcast. And yeah, that's it. But enough for me. We're gonna start as per usual with the listener of the week. And today we have somebody really special, right, Stefie?
Yes, it's actually a friend of mine, and like Julia.
Yeah, I would say
friends.
Yeah. I think we can call each other friends. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope.
So she's a girl I met through one of my viewers back in the days. It's his girlfriend Sally, and Donkey is the guy that found me on Twitch like years ago, and we met a few times already in real life. We've become very good friends. And she's always, like, every single week, she's listening to our podcast while she's going on a walkie with the doggo. And she's always posting it on Instagram. Yes, Sammy, big fan, guys. Sammy's also golden.
So cute.
Yeah. So
I also got to meet them. When was it? 2018? Was before Ronnie? Like when they were visiting in Felden in the house?
That was for Ronnie. Yeah.
Before Ronnie, right? So 2019, 2018, something like that.
I think so.
I got to meet them. It was really nice meeting them. We played Werewolf.
Yeah.
The Doggos played Emma, Mira, and Sammy.
Yeah.
Which was a little bit chaotic.
Doggo overload.
Really nice. Yeah, it was really Doggo overload. Oh, before I forget, Steffi, you can't see it, but you know what I'm wearing today? Do you hear this? Do you hear this? I'm wearing a bralette. You can hear it, but I'm snapping it. Yes, I am.
Did you? Which one did you buy? Where did you buy?
Oh no, I have some. It's like kinda like a bralette / sports bra kind of thing that I have. And it's kind of nice, but it's still like, I don't know, it's a little bit tight. I weirdly think that normal bras are more comfortable than bralettes.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's because it's a sports bra, so it's tighter. Because mine is like perfect. It keeps everything in shape. It's not too tight, but also not too loose. So
I still need the link
but
from you. You never linked me.
yeah, I need to. My brain.
Oh,
Before we
man.
go into that,
Disappointing.
Sally, we just wanted to
Oh
say
yeah, Sally,
thank you
Yeah, exactly.
for always sharing when you listen to our podcast and
Every
tagging
single
us on
week.
Instagram. Yeah, we really, really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Much love.
We do indeed. So thank you so much, Sally. Again, you're the greatest. Thank you for being so supportive. Like in general, like there are a few people that are always listening to the podcast and always commentating. There's obviously Anna Metaltante, there's Sally that we always see. Kiri is here a lot. Stony, Dark. So many people, and Laura obviously. As well as see Laura commenting
And
a lot.
What's his full name?
Fuck,
Very
I
nice
forgot.
listener with a very, very, very good like
E
comments.
A what is it? EAS? I always forget.
AF?
AF? Something like that? Yeah, I'm not sure.
Let me
I'm not
check.
sure. You know who
Valdor.
you are. You write like really long comments under literally every single episode. You're really, really thoughtful with everything that you post. So thank you so much for that. We really appreciate you as well.
Yeah.
And in general, like even if you're just a lurking listener, Max, I know that you're listening as well. Thank you so much for tuning in every week. Like he called me last week out of nowhere. He's like, Julia, I listened to the podcast again. We need to talk.
Oh, nice.
It's so nice. It's so nice. Like especially, you know, if you don't really know that those people are like listening and then out of nowhere they're talking about it. It's really nice. So Stefie, do you want to tell us about your new background? What's going on?
Yeah, I was actually rearranging my room. It was a very fast decision, or a very like out of the nowhere decision I made last week at midnight. I was like, you know what? This room was always like designed or organized for a shared apartment, right? Or for people, even though it was mainly my room, every room was still a room arranged like we live with more people together, or if friends are coming over and they can sleep somewhere. So I basically just mirrored my setup and the guest bed / chill out area, whatever you want to call it. Because I was like, I rearranged, or when our roommate moved out, the whole sleeping room, I organized or arranged it after the feng shui rules. So I put everything where it should be, where the energies can flow the best, wind and water and stuff. So I was like, you know what? I know my desk is not in a perfect position for feng shui, but the guest bed is. So that's probably the reason why you guys slept so good when you were here, because I know where the energies flow best. But now I was like, or then last week I was like, actually, I have to be in this corner because I'm working there and I need the energies more than those people that are here, I don't know, once half a year.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll do that tomorrow. And then when I woke up, I was super excited. I was rearranging everything, was going through some articles again according to the feng shui stuff, because there's more to it, but not only the positioning of the areas you spend the most time in. And then I just decided to mirror it, because this is the perfect corner for where energies can flow the best, apparently, after the feng shui rules. And yeah, I don't know if you want to know more about it. How
is
it
it
works?
hard? I just want to say, is it like hard to arrange a room according to those rules, or?
Not really. It's mostly like the corner or the area that is the furthest away from the door, but also not in line with it. So basically diagonal. This is the corner that has the most energies.
Okay.
And you should also like
ideally.
So
I should sit where my
need
monster
to.
fridge is.
Yep.
Fuck.
I wanted to tell you, Julia, but I wasn't sure if you want to rearrange your room.
Oh man.
I mean, it's basically mirroring as well, right?
Yeah. I would have to mirror it as well. It's funny how, like, you know why people would always arrange it the other way around though? Because you don't want that when people come into your room that they can straight see on your monitor.
Yeah, I know. I have that now as well. But you should have a clean line to the door. Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
But I guess that's why it's like the opposite naturally if you arrange a room like this. Yeah,
probably. But it's like
so people can see your hentai.
These are the the Pornhub stuff and everything. I was like, but yeah, and I just wanted to open up the room a little more because I parted the room with all these IKEA shelves, the big ones, to just like create different areas of the room, like living room, working area, and like the sleeping area. And I just wanted to open up the room more to make it more like to get more light in. So I rearranged some shelves as well. I want to get rid of some and replace them with others. So this is like a step-by-step thing, which I will do the following months, I think. And I'm very happy with the room now. I'm very, very happy.
It looks really cool. And I think it's so nice. Like I have those things as well where I just want to rearrange rooms sometimes. Like I feel like sometimes when you get into like a new, like you finish a chapter or you move on in your life with something, then you either want to like change something about your office
yourself,
or like your hair, or you want to reinvent your style or whatever it is. And I kind of feel that as well right now. So who knows? Maybe I'm gonna rearrange everything again. Feng Shui Stefie is gonna come over and
can help you
gonna
with all the colors, everything. Like the thing is, my aunt's house in Felden and my uncle's house in Syria are completely like built on Feng Shui.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and that's why I like know the basics about it, and then I read more into different things, like when it comes to color schemes and everything, like which colors to use for which stuff you want to attract and everything. So yeah, I got to experience these things when I was like very little.
That's so cool.
And they're both like, my uncle is was one of the most successful lawyers. So it's not only that they're super like hippie like people, but there must be something behind it. The whole thing, or the whole reason behind Feng Shui, is that the human being should be living in the perfect arrangement with everything around yourself or around the person. So it's basically just about where you feel best, how you can feel best, and everything. So with your environment,
your surroundings, basically.
Surroundings, yeah.
Okay, that's really nice. It's really nice. I'm interested, so if I ever build a house again, which I hopefully will never do, definitely gonna think about getting like a Stefie the Feng Shui Pro to design the layout for me.
First hours for free, guys.
First hours for free? Oh,
First hours for free.
Nice. And you're wearing a nice tie-dye shirt, right?
I'm getting better, guys.
Looks so
I wanted to try a marble look-alike style. I'm getting the hang of it with the techniques. I'm currently trying out like how to dose the colors, like the powder I have and everything, the intensity and everything. So there might be maybe a shop coming in the future. We'll see, with very unique things, because I'm not pre-producing. Everything is individual and on demand. So I'm kind of brainstorming already how I could do it, but I still need to just like put everything together and make a good concept for all this. So
do you have an idea for the name yet for the shop?
I will probably just call it Pew Pew Padme. I want to sign the t-shirts. And I want to sign them here on the shoulder somewhere.
Yeah.
Depending on how good that works, I bought some markers. I need to try how good they work. I also bought some spray you can use, but I need what's it called? Schablone.
Oh yeah. You need like a masking something
for that. So yeah, I'm currently trying to figure out this part to just sign it, but not like overdo it. But I also want to do like different illustrations on it with the t-shirts. Main idea was Star Wars stuff, but let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm figuring out now. After the dyeing, I'm trying to sign and put some illustrations on the t-shirt. I'll keep you up to date.
Nice. I just realized I just wrote it in the document. Stefie, how much of Kenobi did you watch?
Both episodes.
How do you like it?
Did you watch it?
No. I didn't. Do you like it?
I think it's. I mean, you haven't seen much yet. It's like 2 episodes.
You don't seem like you're super into it.
I am into it because it's Ian McGregor and it's Kenobi and everything is like, it's so cool to be back because how he talks and everything is just so noble. It's like, I love listening to him talking. It's just, so good. The whole scenery, obviously, like animation and stuff, amazing. Story-wise, we don't know much yet. Or what's gonna happen. I don't want to spoil or anything. I mean,
don't do it.
At the point this comes out, it's been 3 weeks, so you should have watched it.
Anyways,
I wouldn't. So I like it. It's slow. And I'm very intrigued, but I always want to see the whole story before I can judge it. So yeah, I cannot say, oh my god, no, this was shit, or I love this because this is amazing if I don't know more about it. So I need to watch everything. I'm super excited for it though. World is amazing. So yeah. Nice. And Star Wars Celebration is currently still going on. No, ended yesterday. And there's a lot of things that got teased and I was sitting here crying because it's like there's so much coming out and it's amazing. Fucking amazing. Super excited. Happy. Yeah.
Stefie
I just see
happy.
Here, Julia, who's Tom Davis?
Tom Davis? Yeah. So I feel sorry because I talk so much about Dogo stuff. But so
you don't have to be sorry.
So obviously like we learn a lot, and I talked about my friend Stefie Subs, that is a dog trainer that helps us with Jinx and Mira, and I already talked about how like we also have to work a lot on Mira, and we realize more and more how anxious she is and how much she's lacking in confidence. And so basically we're working at the moment in building up Mira's confidence and building on Jinx's what's it called? Gehorsam. Fuck, what is it called?
Obedience?
Obedience, yes. So we're working on the obedience of Jinx, which obviously we cannot do that much yet because she's still a puppy, and so she doesn't understand that much yet. She just lost her first 2 teeth. So we're gonna be able, as soon as the teeth are changed, we're gonna be able to work more. But anyway, to get into who Tom Davis is. Tom Davis is somebody that has his own dog school in America. And he's obviously a dog trainer. Now that I said that he has his own dog school. He has his own brand that's called No Bad Dogs, which he basically just, teaches about behavioral issues of dogs and how to fix them. Like he does everything from working with police dogs, puppies, dogs that are really aggressive, and in America especially like they sometimes have to put dogs down if they're being too aggressive and they cannot be fixed under quotation marks. He works with anxious dogs, that are super fearful of everything. And so if you're having a dog or you have issues with dogs, I can really recommend to watch his videos. He has a super cool way of explaining, so it's not just like pure education. Like I feel like I've watched like 2 videos of him, and then a week later I watched all of his videos already. And even though about topics where I'm like, okay, that doesn't concern me or my dogs, but I just got so interested and so like pulled into the behavioral world of dogs that I'm like super eager to learn everything. So maybe it's again like this hyperfixation moment. Some hyperfixation, so fixationing on dog training, and he's really cool. And I think I'm gonna order some merch as well from him because he makes really cool merch.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm being really obsessed with that. I'm learning a lot. I'm training so much with the dogs. And Nathan is super into it as well. Like I didn't thought about it because Nathan is usually like you know, the only thing that really, really interests him is like, you know, playing competitive video games, and everything else is like, yeah, it's fine. But he started watching all of his videos as well. And yesterday night he wrote me a message, and I woke up. I just watched 2 hours of Tom and Davis videos. I think we should order merch tomorrow.
Oh, cute.
So yeah, we're both kind of obsessed right now, and it's super helpful. Like, it's not only entertaining and really valuable, but it's also really, really helpful when it comes to the dogs. So beside of Sabrina, we have some other. Obviously, we only like see her once a week with the dogs, which is obviously a lot, and a lot to work with. But it's also, you know, for me to learn how to be a good leader and trainer for my dogs, right? So because obviously dog training is more about the human actually than it is about the dog, because you can teach the dog the best behavior if you're not enforcing it in the right way, or enforcing sounds so wrong, but if you don't do the right corrections and you don't have the right behavior, if you're not showing the right confidence towards your dog, then your dog is not going to function. And now it's kind of like with Mira being so anxious, it's kind of like a mirror being held up to my face and showed like, look, you have not been like 100% black and white with your rules with the dogs. So sometimes you enforce rules and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you correct, sometimes you don't. And that's why a dog doesn't trust you 100%. And now, you know, having a 6-year-old dog, and out of a sudden, now when I tell her sit, she has to sit. And there's no like, okay, I said it 3 times. Now she doesn't feel like it, and she just walks away, so it's fine if she doesn't. Like, don't get me wrong, like, you know, Mira, like, if she knows it's serious, like, she sits down. But sometimes, you know, if she just doesn't feel like if she knows it's just like a random, like, hey, Mira, come here and sit down, she will not do it. And now for her is, no matter when I say it, how I say it, where I say it, she needs to do what I say. She's like, what the fuck is happening, human? That for the last 6 years.
Why is she so demanding now?
But it's also really funny because, like, obviously Mira was always a really don't worry about it, a really attached dog. So she was always like really, really bonding to me, but always more to Nathan. And I can see now that I'm being like really strict with my rules towards her. She tends to really stick a little bit more to me, so you can just see how much structure dogs actually like. So that's also really, really nice for me to see. What else? Oh, in the background, sorry again for all the dog talk. I'm just so I'm so into it right now.
That's fine. Interesting.
Then
at least for me.
Yay. Thank you. And then we celebrated the 9-year anniversary on
stream.
When you hear this episode, it's 1 week delayed. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, 9 years on stream. 2 weeks. Oh yeah, true. 2 weeks. True. Sorry. So yeah, 9 years on stream. Twitch, guys.
It's crazy.
I'm old. Next year, 10 years. I have to think about something huge.
That is wild.
I'm just saying, Twitch, if I'm not getting a fucking cake for my 10-year anniversary, I'm gonna be mad. Or flowers, or at least a card, okay? I'm having low standards. No, but I would, it was really nice. We celebrated. We played basically all the games. We played League, we played Counter-Strike, we played Valorant, we played Among Us, we played Gartic Phone. A lot of people showed up. A lot of people showed love. It was so fun.
I was watching, like, I was there most of the times while cooking and everything. Like, I just went away from my PC, got back, and then you guys were playing Gartic Phone, and I think I saw 2 or 3 rounds where every single person couldn't stop laughing. Everyone was almost crying already because of the whole like drawings people made. And I was just sitting here laughing so much that I started crying because I saw how much fun you guys had. And that made me so happy.
Like, I literally had the best time. Like so many people also like joined, you know, that maybe can't be here all the time, or you know, just knew there was a special day, so they tuned in and stuff. And dude, I swear to God, as you say, like, I was laughing my fucking ass off. I had the time of my life. Like, yesterday was so beautiful. I had such a good time. So thank you so much again for everybody that was a part of yesterday. I had a really, really good time.
It was great.
Yes. What else? So we already talked about the new overlay that we're gonna have. So next week there's gonna be a new look of the podcast, most likely.
You want to keep the last news update to tease a little bit for the next episode, because we're kind of like almost half an hour in.
Oh yeah, we can keep that.
Like,
so I'm just gonna throw it in. So next week we're gonna talk about that I'm probably gonna start coaching. I'm thinking about coaching people when it comes to social media and Twitch. But yeah, more about that next week. As Stefie said, like, we're really far in. Do you want to talk about something else, Stefie, or should we go into our
we
topic
good.
today?
I'm good. I can keep that for next week as well. Let me just write that here. You can already start.
Okay, so again, our topic today is body positivity, and we're gonna talk a little bit about what is body positivity for us. How did we grow up? Have we always been really positive about ourselves? Was it more of a journey? Where are we now? How did we grow up? What would we like to see for the future, and so on. But to start, I think we should just start with the definition, right? What is body positivity?
You want me to read it?
Yeah, if you want, it would be great.
Yeah, we have two here, guys. The first one is body positivity is a movement advocating the view that people should not be ashamed of the appearance of their bodies or any aspect of this, especially size. The second one is body positivity is a positive attitude towards the appearance of one's body. Basically,
nice. Yeah. Okay. I think maybe let's start about what is body positivity for us? Like, how do we see the topic? When did it become like a prominent thing or topic in our life? Like, do you want to start about that?
Sure. It's weird, or not weird, but fun to think of, because I grew up in a very positive environment when it comes to that. Like, my parents never really, like, the only thing I was very, very into guys' clothes, so I always looked like a little boy when I was younger. Was wearing my snapback and everything, and had the hair like out of the little hole of the snapback and stuff, and I was like super cool. I just loved it, and my parents never like said, "Oh no, that's not a girl's like clothing you're wearing. It's not girls' clothes. You can." They literally just let me wear whatever I wanted. And my sister always wanted us to wear like partner looks, like dresses or skirts, and I hated it. And there was like, we had two outfits, which was very cute. It was a dark like hoodie, I think, brown with a teddy bear on it, and then we had the skirt as well. And then we were wearing tights, and I hated tights when I was a child. I just despised it so much, and she was so happy seeing her bigger sister and herself like wearing the same stuff. Aww. And I had to do it because like mom said, let's just look cute together. She's so happy about it. So I was more on the like boyish side when it comes to clothes, but my parents never judged me or said anything. The only thing where I got weird looks was more from the outside, like from children back then, because I was so pale. And everyone, as soon as there was like summer was there, everyone got tanned and they had like nice dark skin, and I was super pale because my skin doesn't get much of a tan. And they always were like putting their hands right next to mine, their arms right next to mine, and comparing, right?
Aww.
And we're saying like, oh my god, I'm so brown already. I'm so brown is
ten,
ich bin so braun.
In German,
I'm so tan.
You say, just as an explanation, in German we say if you're tan, you say that you're brown. So don't get it wrong. It's just a German way of saying being tan.
So yeah, they were always like comparing their tan to mine and saying like things like Topfnudel to me, and things like that, because I was so pale. That's so
mean. I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's just,
I'm sorry.
That's what that's what I had
So,
to like
the creative fucking insults. What the fuck? Like,
yeah.
First of all, Topfnudler are amazing. I just want to put that out there.
They taste
how is that a fucking insult? First of all,
because it's so pale. They're basically white.
Yeah.
So yeah, that were the things I had to deal with. I didn't really understand it back in the days, right? When I was a child, because to me it was normal that I looked the way I looked. And I was just super pale, and my parents always said, don't worry about it. I was the same when I was a child. They were both the same when they were children. And their pigments kind of changed like start of 30s. So they got more tanned by the age of 30 and up then. And I was always like, I wanted to get tanned, and especially in my teenage times then, when everyone was like going to the lake and sunbathing the whole day. I did that as well because I wanted to get tanned as well. But the problem was I didn't get a tan. So I was lying there. I hated it. I never really liked sunbathing. It's so boring to me. My skin hurts just because of the sun. It's not that I'm allergic to anything, but I feel like, especially also now in my bed in the morning, we get the sun from between 8 and I think 11 o'clock. We have like full sun in our room, and it's shining right on into my face or onto my body. And it's so warm that my skin starts hurting a little bit, and I wake up because of that.
I mean, you have also really bright blue eyes, right? So you in general don't have that much pigment. So I guess you're really sensitive to everything, right?
I'm very sensitive to it, and I just wanted to be tanned as much as like my friends back then, right? But obviously I couldn't, and that was always something that bugged me back then until I realized this is simply my skin color, and I should be fine with it, especially because everyone from my family they would never say anything, because why would they, right? It was just from the outside all the time. And
that's the fucked up thing, though. What I'm kind of worried about, not worried, but that's the fucked up thing about our society, right? Like, if you think about that, you raise your child in a right mindset, right? You can do everything right, and then just the outside fucks up something. It gives them insecurity. So it doesn't matter if it's like school or friends or children or just the environment they're in. So that is something that scares me if I ever want to have children, that just the knowledge that you know that you cannot protect them
control everything, or protect them from everything, And it wasn't really like about my size or my weight back in the days, but it was always like about my tan. My skin color was just a thing. I still get weird looks until this day in summer because I'm so fucking pale. It got less in Graz apparently, because there's more people are more open-minded, I'd say, than in Carinthia when it comes to these things. Because in Carinthia, like every second 50-year-old guy is like, oh my god, Dirndl, warum bist du so weiß? Du musst ausgehen.
Nah.
And it's like, you don't have that here. It's like, there's so many different people, so many different types of people, no matter which size, which height, how you look, you just look the way you look. And that's what I really like about like a bigger city. You don't, like, you cannot, it's not that you feel every single eye looking at you like I did in Carinthia when I go swimming, or when I'm walking down the city with short pants or anything. You see that very a lot in Carinthia, or I could feel it a lot because people were giving me weird looks.
Aww.
Yeah. How about
that's
you?
So weird, right? Though, like, because of something like your skin color.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is so weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, for example, me, like, I would have never thought about like the skin color of somebody to make fun of them. Like, I don't know, that would have been never, that is so weird, like how some children or people or whatever, like with children it's still like a little bit different because they maybe don't have the understanding of what they're actually doing in the moment, right? So you can't
still
really
need to learn.
Exactly. But even then, like I never understood, like if I'm thinking back, like how in my childhood how I grew up, like I feel like I grew up in an environment where the outside, the optics, but not only necessarily the outside, but the outside view of you and your family was really, really important. So my I feel like, at least, that my family, my dad and my mom at least, were really about their image on the outside.
Yeah.
So they were always like, oh yeah, everything needs to be always clean when people come by. So everybody always thinks like, you know, we have our shit together. Like on the outside, we're never allowed to fight. We're never allowed to do those kind of things. And it was kind of similar with the looks. Like my mom worked in the bank, and back in the days, like when I was a child, there was like
suit, blouse.
Yeah, exactly. You had to have like a 2-piece. You had to be dressed in a certain way if you work in a bank, right? So my mom would always have like a skirt, a blouse, and a blazer, high heels, you know, like always like very, very well dressed, nice makeup, red lipstick, you know, like my mom was like the typical bank lady that you see in movies back then, right? In the 90s. Really beautiful woman. And my dad kind of was also really, really into, or no, actually back then maybe not that much, but now my dad is really into looks and clothes and brands. Like for him, he's a lot about brands. And my mom was also really about her weight a lot. Like she was always super, super skinny. Like it was the whole time like Claudia Schiffer, kind of Heidi Klum back in the day. Like she was, I think that was kind of her aesthetic, how she wanted to look, and that's also how she looked. And I remember when I got older and I started having a little bit issues with my body image, my mom actually told me, like, she would take out like those pants that she was like, oh, those were always my goal pants that I wanted to fit in, and look how hilarious that is. Like it was literally, I can remember it till this day, like it was a pair of pants with snake print. And I think like when she was holding them, it looked like she would hold a pair of children pants.
Oh,
like it was like Größe 32, so it was size 32 or something. I don't know what is in American size, like size 0 or 00 or something, like really, really small, like where literally a child would fit in. And she would be like, oh yeah, if I wouldn't fit in those, your dad would say I'm fat, like kind of something like that. So I would be like, holy shit. So that was my mom. And when I grew up, it was also, we never really had sweets at home. So I think I said before that I was only allowed to drink water, like no sodas, no sweets. Not necessarily like healthy eating, but I was never really, we never had fast food. So McDonald's maybe, you know, like if my mom wasn't home and my dad and me would, you know, go and get McDonald's once or something. But like fast food, frozen pizzas, all the sweets was never a thing till the divorce of my parents. And then when my parents got divorced, then that stuff came into my life because of the boyfriend of my mom. And I think it was also for my mom a little bit this compensating of, you know, I don't have that much time for my child because of my new partner. So I need to make her happy in another way. So for me, food was something that gave me a lot of comfort. And it was also a lot from my grandma. My grandma was an amazing cook. My grandma lived a long time in Italy.
Have different views on that.
My nonna, the good Italian food. So for me, really early, food became comfort. So when I came into my teenage years, so I was never really like chubby or big when I was a child. Like I was always pretty normal, I'd say. But I got my first relationship pretty early, like when I was 14. I had my first boyfriend that I stayed with for 2.5 years. And again, now we're like fine. And also with the boyfriend later, you know, we're not in contact anymore. But now that I look at it, we were all so young and immature. You know, we didn't really know what we were doing, right? So when I'm telling this, please don't think that I have any bad feelings towards those people.
Yeah.
But for me, my first boyfriend was really a lot about the looks. And I remember it till this day. So I'm 162, right? So I'm tiny. And I remember back then, I had 62 kilos, right? So that's not like super skinny, but it's also not chubby. That is just like a good weight for the height that I have. Like pretty normal. Like I till this day, like I'm 14, 15. I never really thought about dieting or my weight. And I remember this till this day, that I stepped on a scale on my boyfriend's house, and he was really skinny, and he had like under 60 kilos or something, and then I stepped on it and I was like 62 or something, and he was like, wow, you're heavier than me, you know, like it's something bad. Like obviously he's taller and stuff, and that was the first moment I thought about my weight. And back then it was kind of like the trend, you know, in like the 2000s and stuff, where Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, like everybody had like this hip low rise jeans and stuff. Yeah. So you had to be really skinny to wear this. And for some reason, he wanted me to be under 60 kilos or something like that. And that's when I started to think about like, oh shit, yeah. And like when I would order a pizza, like I would never think about what I eat. Like I would always like intuitive eating, and I would never have a problem. And then I remember when we were in a restaurant with friends, and he would ask me like, you gonna eat the whole pizza by yourself? And I was like, oh, wait, am I not supposed to eat a whole pizza by myself? And I remember I started crying, and I didn't eat a single piece of the pizza. I didn't eat a single piece of that pizza. And that is like how I started like spiraling from, you know, losing weight because I wanted to fit into somebody's picture of how they would want me to. So it's fucked up now if I think about it, that I never like I never had a body issue until somebody put it on me. And it was the same with kind of like with my dad and other parts of my family, that, you know, when you're a teenager and you, I don't know, you start growing as a woman, like sometimes you gain weight, then when you get on birth control you gain weight and stuff like that. And I think I was like 65 kilos. It's totally normal. And I remember meeting parts of my family at my grandma's house, and somebody, I don't want to say who it was of my family because I don't want to blame anybody, but they would be like, wow, Julia, you gained some weight, huh? Did you really enjoy eating schnitzel at the moment or something like that? And like that was for me really fucked up. And I think that's like 14, 15, 16, that's when it really started for me thinking about my body image and losing weight, gaining weight. And I never did it like in a healthy way. I always did like, I didn't eat for a long time, or I eat really, really little for a long time till I reached the weight I wanted. Then I was happy. Then I would start eating again. I would gain it back, and so on and so on. Exactly. And every time you do this, you kind of gain a little bit more than you had before, and so on. And then later on, I had my next boyfriend, and I think I talked about it on a podcast as well. He was also really, really, we had this toxic relationship. And at one point, I remember he told me like, yeah, because he was studying in a different city. Yeah, if you don't lose 5 kilos, I will only come visit once you lost 5 kilos. You know, those kind of things. And it's so stupid to think about it now. But
so
like
fucked up.
Yeah, but I always had people surrounding me like this. And now looking back at it, it's patterns. It's people that I attracted myself into my life because I was used to have that by my family. So I felt comfort around people like that, right? So now I broke through this, but and now I don't have a person like this in my life anymore, right? That tells me how I'm supposed to look or how much weight I supposed to have. So yeah, for me it was always like kind of growing up with a mom that looked kind of like Claudia Schiffer or like Heidi Klum back in the days, right? So for me that was always the beauty standard and how I was supposed to look. And till this day I kind of struggle between, you know me, I run around with t-shirts. Like you will never or barely see me like in a blouse or something with a cleavage or like a dress or something like that. I'm most of the time just like leggings and a t-shirt or jeans and a t-shirt. But I have to say I really like the aesthetic from like really ladylike, elegant women, right? That in my head is like the, you know, I kind of would like to be a ladylike woman.
Same. Sometimes, but
then in the same time I just want to wear a t-shirt.
It's not who I am. Yeah, it's like I can look like this if I want to. For example, when there's a wedding or any special occasion where you say, okay, you're gonna dress up very classy, very elegant, as you said. I
Mm-hmm.
can be that person, but I still always have to find a piece of clothing that still suits my style
Mm-hmm.
and my personality, but looks elegant. And that's what's so hard for me, because as you said, the the mainstream elegant woman
Mm-hmm.
is what you pictured. And
Yes.
that's why it's so hard for me to find something elegant that suits me as well, because what they wear doesn't suit me. I don't feel right in these clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have to find a way for myself to to get or find some elegant clothing, but that also like suits my style. And that's like, it was very, very tough for me as well, because the stereotype girls, also when it comes to like going out and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the girls wore the high heels for clubbing, and I don't know, this typical tank top with
Yeah, yeah.
cleavage and then short pants and whatever. I tried to wear that as well, and I
Yeah,
wore
I think
it,
we all
but
had those phases.
I hated it. I never liked it, but it was so obviously I wanted to fit in as well as a teenager, because I didn't really think of, okay, there could be other styles as well, not just this one, but everyone looked like it. So I kind of threw away the thought of what could fit me but would also like look cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it
I
was
mean,
so tough for me.
I think at this point, though, like in this age, when you're a teenager, when you're not sure yet, like, who am I? Where do I want to fit
Yeah.
in? And you like trail around. The thing is, I think that's so sad. Instead of being encouraged in this age to like kind of
Yeah.
find your own path and like your own style and be creative and wear what you want, it's more like those Schubladenprinzip. Like there's like
Yeah.
those different stereotypes, and it's basically here are 3 or 4 stereotypes, choose one, and then
Yeah.
this is the standard for that group, and that's how you have to present yourself. And it was kind of
Yeah.
same for me, like as you say, like I had the exact same face. I was
Yeah.
wearing high heels and tank tops and skirts, and I tried to be like the girly girl, you know, and I felt
Yeah.
horrible. I was
Same.
like, dude, that's not me at all.
No.
um and then for me, the first style or whatever where I really felt home, which again in retrospect is probably not the healthiest, but it was when I came into like the whole emo phase, right? Where like girls were just wearing most of the time like normal t-shirts and like band shirts and like tight clothes, and it was more about like the makeup and the hair than it was about the body necessarily, right? Like not to no need to say that this whole scene was like super self-destructive, right? And it was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
super negative in some ways, right? But that was the first time where I felt like, oh yeah, that's my style. That's kind of how I feel. But
Yeah.
as I said before, like I'm often torn until this day. I'm like, so my true self is probably the Julia in like the t-shirts and the jeans. But I have to say, the more confident I get in myself, the more confident I get to try new looks. Because I feel like for me personally, because for so long I have been shamed by people and how I look and how much I weigh and how my body looks. Because the fucked up thing is, I've been told my whole life, okay, and please don't get me wrong, I don't want to sound cocky or anything. I'm just saying that's what I've been told, like from my parents, from my family, from my boyfriends, whatever it was. It was always like, oh, you have such a pretty face. You have the perfect like frame and face, but your body, you need to work on your body. You need to change your body. And I was like so fucked up because of that. Because on the one hand, they tell me that I'm perfect or beautiful, but I need to change this one thing. And so I feel like it was almost something like self-sabotage of myself for so many years, that I didn't take care of myself because of whatever reason, right? And I was hiding a lot in like big t-shirts or like hoodies or jeans, you know, to just cover my body, so people maybe like, I especially now that or when I started becoming a little bit bigger in weight and in reach on social media, like the first time, like I remember 2014, 2015, when I went to my first Gamescom and there were hundreds of people that wanted to take pictures with me. You cannot imagine the amount of anxiety I had going to that event, because I know that when you're on stream and the stuff you do post on social media, I have control of the angles of how people see me, and I can manipulate the picture and the vision that people, or the image that people have of me in their head, right? But for me, going there and knowing that people are gonna see me and maybe take pictures that are not really in a good angle, or from behind, or from underneath, or they maybe see something, that was really, really, really hard for me. And it fucked me up a lot. And I think I was having some kind of eating disorder for sure till like, I want to say like till like, I don't know, like half a year ago or something like that. I feel like I only now started, like, again, I have never been diagnosed or anything, but like the whole binge eating, like emotional eating, you know, whenever there's stress or whatever, I would just instead of, or like a year ago, like probably when I started going back to therapy, that's when it kind of got better. But like for me, food was always comfort, and whenever there was stress or there was something wrong in my life, I ate in order to feel better instead of addressing the feelings or the stress that I have and feeling through it. And as we said already, like, again, I'm sorry, I sound like a broken record, but I kind of fixed my mental. And now that I started, you know, last year to incorporate more movement, and in the beginning of the year to kind of like track a little bit what I eat, and now like for almost 3.5 months or something that I'm working out with Laura, actually treating my body good, giving myself that self-care in the sense of I put good stuff in my body, but I also put stuff in my body that I'm craving, right? I'm not restricting anything anymore. I do enough movement, like I treat my body the way it's supposed to be treated. I feel so much better, and it has nothing to do like with the weight that I lost or the way that my body looks, but the way that my body feels. Like, you know, myself, I had the problems with my stomach. Like, I literally had, I'm sorry to say it, I had fucking diarrhea every single fucking day. Every single day for 30 years of my life. And I don't know, now that I kind of put good stuff in my body instead of just, I don't know, deep fried fatty shit, like I don't have those issues anymore.
But that's amazing.
So yeah, so I kind of feel
you just see how much your body tried to tell you what you have to change in order to make it happy.
Oh yeah, for sure. You just ignore it. You choose to ignore it.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
So yeah,
you know what helped me?
Yeah?
Wait, sorry, finish.
No.
And I'll go on.
No, but yeah, that's kind of how it changed for me. Like, I would say the whole thing with body positivity, like obviously like on social media and stuff, it has been a big topic for the last years, right? That we accept every shape and form and color and whatever it is of your body, right? For me personally, I never judged or would have said bad stuff about other people's bodies in like that I would say like, wow, you're fat, wow, you're ugly, like, wow, how are you dressing, why does your hair look like that? Like, that would have been never something that I would say to a person. For me, it was always focused on myself. So for me, body positivity is not necessarily about other people, even if that sounds maybe a little bit selfish, but body positivity really became a topic for myself, because I don't know if you have the same thing, but you know, when sometimes you have pictures of yourself that maybe somebody else took, right? And in the moment you take them, you're like, oh my god, they're horrible, I will never post them. Like, best example, the pool pictures that we took for Monster, right? Like, in the moment we took them, I was like, oh, they're beautiful pictures, obviously, but I was like, oh no, I'm not comfortable sharing them. I'm not happy how my body looks like there, and so on. And now I'm looking at them like 2-3 years later, and I'm like, dude, those pictures are so beautiful, and I like my body there, even though like I'm way heavier there. I don't care. Like I feel really good about how it looks, and that just shows how, as I said before, like I changed my perspective from being like in first person to a third person, because I learned from myself I would never treat other people the way I treat myself. And body positivity was for me, or is for me, to learn to treat myself and my body the way I treat other people's bodies, and just the person itself, right? That is what body positivity is for me.
Nice.
You wanted to say something, Stefie. I'm sorry.
It's I already forgot.
I'm sorry.
No, all good. It's all about this, like what you were talking about, basically, and also with the internet. What did I want to say? I think it was that, yeah. Like you summed it up pretty well already. And what for myself, like there's still these types of like people on social media that still edit their hips, like make everything smaller, right? But I never, weirdly enough, like I never really focus on these things when it comes to Instagram, for example. And for me, like my main problem was more that I never felt like I fit in somewhere when it comes to the look, like because I hated high heels. High heels in the club are the most like the stupidest thing ever. Why would you wear, like, you have, I don't know, 4 per mil you're dead by you have 4.
He's fucking sleeping on a dance floor.
You're going out, guys, you're drunk as fuck, and then you choose to wear high shoes where you can literally just like break your fucking legs. And I was like, that's so dumb. They're not comfy. I don't want to walk in these. I don't feel fine with them. I don't feel comfortable in them. And there was never, it was my friend circle, I have to say. I never had a female friend or a male friend in my friend circle that was wearing different stuff. And that was my main problem, I think. I always was the person that felt like when it comes to your outlook, I do not fit in. And also because it was very hard to find people that had the same look for me. I also didn't really know which kind of look would fit me, right?
And don't you feel like nowadays it's way, I don't know, just from the outside looking, right? Like I feel like when we were teenagers, there was only like a certain, like 3-4 criteria, like how you could look like. And I feel like now, at least from what I see on social media, like Instagram, TikTok and stuff, like I feel like the people are way more able to express themselves. They're way diverser. People are not as judgy. People, like, obviously, we talked about it before, like even the advertisement changed a lot in a sense of I think we talked before the stream show that you said that H&M has like models that are like, finally. I mean, obviously
normal body sizes.
Normal body sizes, exactly. For example, when I was in Dubai, there was like a Victoria's Secret store, and I had like the mannequins, right? And I had, you know how like the mannequins are usually like super skinny, like not really normal bodies. Sorry, there's a Dubai in the back. Sorry for that. So yeah, and when I was in Dubai, there was actually mannequins that were like normal sized, or let's say a little bit bigger than like a normal mannequin that you would see. And that was so refreshing to see that. So I'm super happy, like, and obviously just that you're able to post, like you were always technically able to post whatever pictures you want, but like as you said before, people would Photoshop their hips or their waist, or they would like Photoshop away their cellulite or whatever it is. And now
that was another thing.
Like that's the thing. And now it's like you get celebrated almost if you just show the true self. And like
I was so concerned about like cellulite back in the days. It's insane.
Same.
It's
I mean that's the thing.
Huh?
Sorry. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Like you have, obviously that's just like one of the most natural things a woman can have, right?
Yeah.
And I was so concerned about this because then there was other girls that didn't have much because of their skin was different. They're like maybe more drank more water or whatever. You can like work towards that in different ways, or like do more sports. But even if you do a lot of sports, if you have this, you just have this, and that's nothing.
Yeah, it's genetics mostly.
Yeah, that's bad or anything. But I was so fucking concerned about these things, and there's still one part of my body I don't like, and it's my is it calves?
Calves, yeah.
Like my
lower leg, yeah.
Lower legs,
yeah.
Because I feel like my lower legs look like I've been playing soccer for I don't know a decade. Like they're so fucking thick, and I have these
the soccer muscles.
Die Bubenwadel, was das immer?
Ja.
And I never really liked. Yes,
that's einen gescheiten Wadel hat sie nicht.
Ja, genau. Hier der Madelwadel habe ich.
Hier der Madel mag ich nicht.
Wie geht's weiter? Hat keine dicken Wadel nicht.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry for
der Madel aus der Stadt, das dicke Wadel hat. Yeah.
See, there's even a song about how great thick calves are. So Stefie, please.
I never really liked them. I'm okay with them. But that's the only part of my body where I'd say, okay, I really want to work on them for some reason, even though they're beautiful. But the first thing I wanted to say, consider or like talking about social media was that also I hate my kneecaps, guys. I don't know why, but my kneecaps are so annoying.
No, listen, there are no beautiful knees. There are no beautiful knees. The only knees that are beautiful are bent knees.
True. Yeah.
Like the thing is, if somebody is standing straight, you can be as skinny as you want, you can be as thick as you want. In my opinion, knees are not a beautiful thing to look at.
Yeah, weird part. Yeah.
But
and
see
then
sorry.
Listen, and then I was at the Frequency Festival. I think it was before Corona, and Billie Eilish was there, and she was. I envy these people, and for their age, that they know already, like how they kind of who they kind of are, even though she was like the super artsy girl. I really didn't like in the beginning because she was so artsy and trying to like be so unique. But then I saw her live, and she was wearing like boy shorts, like these basketball shorts.
Yeah.
And you saw her knees and her legs. And I saw her legs, and I was like, bro, she has the same ugly legs as mine. I love this woman. It's like literally, they literally almost look the same. And I was so like excited to see wearing her the shorts and her whole look is one thing. Like she was the first person on the internet for me where I felt like I could identify myself with because of the look. And that made me so happy because I felt like I find people that like being like tomboyish as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I wear so many guys' clothes or just like very like loose clothes because I just love it.
Yeah.
I don't really like tight clothes beside the leather dress I have, one leather dress I have. But so yeah, I felt so empowered and so motivated after I saw her with her looks, because her reason was a different one than mine, but it was just so great to see women wearing the stuff I like as well. And then after Billie Eilish and her whole knee stuff, I wanted to say there was something else I wanted to tell you when you were throwing in the stuff with the knees. I can't remember anymore. But yeah, it's so that's what makes me happy with social
so does
media.
that makes you feel better about yourself if you see that other people show their normal bodies and normalize it, that people think that's beautiful, because that's how a real body looks like. Because see, the problem is, like, especially when it started, like, in the 90s and the 2000s, like, we always saw those, like, again, like, we're not shaming anybody. It doesn't matter if you're skinny, if you're a little bit chubby, if you're big, if you're whatever it is, like, no matter how your body looks like, shape, form, whatever it is, right? Like, we were just fed, especially as an image for a woman, like, we were fed this 90, 60, 90 blonde, skinny woman with perfect skin, no cellulite, and that was just such an unrealistic body image that everybody had imprinted in their mind. That's how women should look like, and if you're not looking like this, then you're not beautiful in the eye of the beauty standard. Well, I don't know, like, probably 90% of women don't look like this, right? Because it's just not realistic to look like that. And then people started, like, photoshopping and retouching, like, obviously, like, magazines, shows, movies, whatever it is, they have always the perfect lighting. Like, if you're a person that doesn't know a lot about photography or filmmaking, they sometimes take hours to set up the perfect light to make your skin or a certain body type, to make everything look that beautiful. If you would shoot the same photo or the same scene in a completely different light, they would look completely different. And that is just the lighting. And then you're talking about the whole retouching and photoshopping and whatever it is. And then there comes Instagram, there comes, like, Facetune, where people change the full shapes of their face. I mean, I forgot what the other app is called that gives you more volume in your hair and fakes the smile on your face, even you don't smile on the pictures and stuff. Like, there's so much fake stuff on social media, and I'm so happy that it changed away from this highly polished, unrealistic pictures where like, literally every person, even if you for your body in your mind you have the highest peak, like, you cannot reach a better way, in a natural way, to look in your own body, because you're obviously comparing yourself to bodies that are not real. Like, that is not realistic bodies. So I'm just, like, super happy that people start showing, you know, the normal pictures. Or when you're in a bikini, like, unless you're lasered or just freshly shaved, it's normal that you have little razor burn on the side of your bikini line, or that you have stubbles under your armpits, or that you have little flaps on your body, or for other people maybe that can't gain weight, that their bones are showing even though they eat as much as they can, but their metabolism or their body is just built in a way that they can't gain weight, or whatever it is, you know. And I think it's just so beautiful that nowadays you can scroll through Instagram or TikTok or whatever social media it is, and you can see bodies in every shape or form or color. And people are confident in it. And I think it's something that I said before. For me, something that makes a person beautiful is confidence. So for me, it was always the same. For me, I had one of my best friends in school. She was a little bit heavier, right? But she had the fucking confidence, like, and people were always making fun of her because she was bigger, and for me, she was always like, oh my god, I don't know how people could ever say it. Like, for me, she was the most beautiful person, and she didn't give a fuck what people were saying. When she was walking into a club or into the class, she walked in as if she would be the most beautiful woman in the class, and she was. And you know why? Because she was fucking confident. She thought about herself. I'm happy in my body. I love the way I look. I don't care about what you think about my body, because that is none of your business. And the only important thing for her was that she is happy with who she is. And that and I could never tell. I was like, dude, in my mind, I was like, man, I'm not happy with my weight. I wish I could weigh less. While she was heavier than me, and I would, like, put her up on a pedestal and be like, holy shit, I didn't understand at that point, but now I understand. It's her confidence. And as we said before, how do you feel about your body? What helps, you know, what you love about your body, what do you not like about your body? So for me, if you would have asked me before, like, I don't know, a few years ago, I would have told you that I don't like anything about my body beside of my face and maybe my hair. Beside of that, I would be like, oh yeah, I'm too thick, you know, like my proportions, like I look like a barrel, like I have no waist, I have a big booty. Okay, for me, just everything is bigger than it should be. And now that I think about it, like, I'm super happy with my body, especially right now. Like, over the last year, I started to appreciate my body in the shape and form it was before I started eating healthy and working out and taking care of it. Like, I was literally in a point where I was like, you know what, this is the body I'm born in, this is the body that I live in, this is like it helps me get out of bed every day, it helps me get my stuff done, take care of my animals, of the people I love, it helps me do my job. It is fantastic. Like, it literally allows me to do so many things. And once I started appreciating the small things that my body does for me, I stopped caring, in a way, how it looked like, and appreciated what it did for me, if that makes sense. So I tried to, again, look at it from a different perspective. And now, if I talk beauty standards, if there's something that I don't like about me, I'm thinking. I'm sorry.
That's great.
No, but like, really, like, at the moment, like, I always liked my face. Like, I always had a little bit issues with my arms because I had like chicken wings. But ever since I work out, I have fucking guns now, so I have no problems with that anymore. I think the only thing maybe that I don't like about my body is a little bit my posture, because I have like a little bit like the rolled forward shoulders and like the little hump.
But we all have that from gaming. I try to remind myself whenever I walk that, like, shoulders back, straight up,
sitting straight up.
This is also a posture, or like about confidence. You feel so much more like confident if you walk the right way.
Yes.
Very, very, very important.
That's also, by the way, for dogs, really important. They can see from your posture and your body
language
if you're exactly. So I would say the only thing I don't like about my body is my posture. I don't know if that sounds fucked up or arrogant or something, but I'm really, really at the
that's not arrogant. You should love yourself. Everyone should love themselves.
And I'm really, really happy with my body. But I'm doing like a lot of like stretches and like it's mostly like warm up and stretches and exercises to like open up like my chest and my shoulders to like get that little gamer hump away and walk and sit a little bit more straight. And how did I learn to love my body? As I said, for me, I think it was mostly therapy. Like, it was to fix my mental issues first, to like heal my inner child, fix all the things that I tried to numb with food, if that makes sense. So instead of medicating with food, I took care of the root problem, so I don't have to medicate with food anymore. If that makes sense. So that is kind of how I did it. And obviously, like, the whole change of social media and stuff on what the beauty standard is, how that changed over the years, obviously helped a lot as well. Because if the beauty standard would still be the same, I would probably still have more issues than I have now, like which I don't really have anymore. But I think it helps a lot. I don't know.
I think it was supporting. I think it was supporting you, yes, in the state you were back then. But like the way you think now, I don't think it would affect you that much. Obviously, like, but you would see people, you would see like how they present themselves, but you would not compare them anymore with yourself. And that's the thing. Like,
for sure.
Because you learn to be so like happy with your body and accept everything that you do not have the urge to compare yourself with anyone.
Yes. Exactly.
And I was like, how it was for me, it was just that I was always out searching for people that were dressing the same like me, because I couldn't find people that had the same like style. It was never that I didn't like didn't love my body, because I know deep down I just love myself the way I am, even though some days you just don't like yourself when you look in the
it's
mirror.
normal. Yeah.
You just have those days, but deep down, I know I just love myself the way I am. And it was more like for me, because people sometimes said, yeah, you look like a boy, or you're wearing a boy, you're not a girl, or whatever. It's like, I was just always on the search of finding people that have the same clothing style or taste like me. And that's what the internet showed me then.
Yeah,
that
just wanted to say, like, the internet is a great place for that, no?
Yeah, because there's so many people that like the clothes I like, and that gave me so much like empowerment for just to feel. I never felt wrong. That's the wrong word, but I never felt like I fit in with what I like, even though I shouldn't care about it. But I did back in the days with my friends, right? Because that was my friend circle, and nobody was like into different clothing, but the stereotype shit.
I mean, how should you, like, to be honest, like, especially in a time and a place where we grew up, it's not like we're somewhere like in New York where like a lot of different cultures, or like a big city like Vienna or something, where a lot of like, or Berlin, where a lot of cultures like clash and come together, and a lot of creative people just do whatever they want. Like we're sheltered in this like small, not really village, but I mean it's still a city obviously, but I mean you're really limited to the amount of exposure that you have to different creative outlets as well. So I think if we both would be like, let's say 16 again right now, in the time of like TikTok and all of that stuff, and Instagram, I think you would maybe develop a style maybe in a more confident way early on in your life, because you just are empowered by so many variants, and obviously you're being supported by just the broad different styles that you can just see everywhere. I mean, of course there's always going to be people that say some toxic shit towards you, right? There's always those negative Nancy's, but that's the thing. That's why you
not care about them.
Exactly. That's why we build the confidence. That's why we learn to be happy with ourselves. So once we're happy with ourselves, we don't have to care about what other people say about us, right?
Yeah.
So at least that's the way that I think about it.
Same. Yeah, it's definitely like as dangerous as the internet can be, social media, as toxic as it can be with the whole standards. I'm happy that I'm the age I am.
Yeah,
when all of this like came up more, because I obviously understand it more, or see the facade faster sometimes than younger people, obviously. But yeah, it helped me finding the style I really like, and I feel so comfortable in it. I don't have to wear fucking high heels too. I wouldn't do it anymore anyways, unless it's for sexy pictures for content, right? But I do not have the urge to fit into to a group anymore, because I learned that it's fine what I like and what I wear. I just always felt like kind of the outsider back then. And yeah, it was tough for me. But as I said, deep down, I knew that I like myself no matter what. But it was a tough time as a teenager.
That's still nice that you had like those core values in yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was never the typical girl guys were into, because when we were clubbing or anything, because I was different. I don't know.
See, I always tried to be that girl. Like I always tried to be like this most, like as mainstream as possible first, and then as emo as possible, and be liked as most as possible in that scene that I was navigating. So I was like always really, really. So my look was always like from the inside out. I want to please other people, and once other people will like me, then I'm gonna be happy. Yeah, exactly. Which is obviously a goal that is not achievable, if that makes sense, because there's always gonna be something or somebody, or especially like with the whole people pleasing thing, that you always do stuff to please other people. That is something that will never work, because as soon as you fulfill the one thing, there's the next thing coming up. It's fine, we can barely hear it. What was that? I just heard like a little ding ding.
It's a chainsaw.
Oh, it's a chainsaw. Okay, we can barely hear it.
Flexing something.
It's cutting out the whole time. But yeah, so what I wanted to say, what I learned is that if you're always just trying to please other people or fit into a certain standard, that will never work, because once you reach the one goal, there's another one popping up. There's going to be a change in something that you're going to have to adapt to. So that will never work or help or anything. So for me, the big change was, instead of trying to please other people, I tried to please myself and ask myself, what is it that I want? What is the way that I want to dress? What is the way that I want to look? How do I want to feel in my body? Do I want to have diarrhea every single day of the week?
Probably not.
Or do I actually take care of what I put in my body? And now I have normal poops. It's great. I didn't know till 30, 31 and a half almost. Guys, I'm turning 32. Wait, when this airs, I'm 32 already. Guys, I'm 32.
True.
But it's fine. You know what I gifted myself for my 32nd birthday?
What?
Solid poops. It's great.
Oh, amazing.
But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I think we talked about everything we wanted to talk about, right? Stefie,
what helps you guys?
Yeah,
is there anything like how do you deal, or how did you deal with these things? Did you have the feeling you had to fit in, or did you always feel like, bruh, I'm myself, I'm embracing myself the way I am? So yeah, I'm curious about this, like how everyone else thinks about it, or how they like experience it.
Or like where
so
are
loud.
you?
I'm so sorry. I don't know.
We can barely hear it, luckily. But yeah, let us know like where you are on your journey. Like, are you on the way of accepting yourself? Are you happy with who you are? And so on and so on. Please let us know in the comments. We would love to hear your stories. And
embrace yourself, guys.
Exactly.
I'm a pale as fuck tomboy. You can be one too.
And I have guns now.
Yeah.
And with guns, I mean, you can't see me in a podcast, but I'm flexing my arms. Okay. I hope you have some tickets for the gun show.
Dude, my arms are so fucking strong from climbing as well. It's insane.
Good. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for watching. We wish you a really beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for starting the week with us, or whenever you are listening to this. We love you. We see you or hear you again next week. Bye.
Bye. Embrace your body, guys.
Do it. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Derps and Burps podcast.
If you enjoyed it, make sure to follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram at derps'nburps. See you online.